Oh yeah.
What's going on? It's Timmy Joe, making videos, or I haven't really been, have I? But I will blame it all on Intel. I will blame it all on Intel. Well, I mean, I could be making videos about other things, right? But when I planned out moving to the studio, in fact, even before that, I had this whole plan of changing my GPU test bench, or my permanent CPU test bench in a case where I put GPUs into it, from the 9900K to the 10900K, because when you're a YouTube, tech reviewer, you gotta kind of stay on top of things. You have to have the best of the best. Or at least I feel like I do. I feel like I'm at that point. If I'm going to be testing some new GPUs, I'm going to want that best gaming CPU.
As promised by Intel, the 10900K is now the world's fastest gaming processor.
Which the 10900K is, unfortunately, because I'd love to just buy an AMD CPU, which production rig 3900X back here. And don't even get me started on XD processors. But at least AMD's been pretty damn good for having stock available at launch, because I've been, there where I've received a motherboard before for an AMD launch, but not received the CPU. And within a week, I'm doing videos with the motherboard that, Gigabyte or whoever sent me. And because I was able to go onto newegg.ca, there was stock available. Maybe there wasn't great stock, but I was still able to get a CPU, have it shipped to me, start doing content with it. I am not big enough for Intel to ship CPUs to me. Anyone with less than 500,000 subscribers, maybe there's a few exceptions, doesn't get review samples from Intel, because generally, I would think I don't get them because I badmouth Intel quite a bit, but it's because they're not a good company when it comes to supporting their customers. They care about their bottom line. They care about money. That's all they care about. So here's my whole situation. I had a 9900K test system and it was working fine, and a client was looking for a high-end system, much like a 9900K, and knowing that these CPUs were coming out, ASRock got a hold of me, said, do you want us to ship you a motherboard? I said, thank goodness, that'll be amazing. Thank you so much, ASRock. G-Skill gets a hold of me. They're like, do you want some crazy memory, some Trident Royal for your Intel, test bench, for your new Intel test rig? And I said, hell yeah, I'll have some Trident Z Royal. There's a whole bunch of stuff that's all kind of been dependent on this. I sold the old test system in its case because I have a million cases lying around, and new stuff is launching, like this wonderful Lian Li Landcool mesh. And I wanted to put my GPU test rig in here, so I've been holding off putting all these parts together. Am I gonna build a computer with a nice Z490, motherboard and some Trident Royal RAM in a nice Lian Li case when I don't have the CPU? No, I'm not. So, being a Canadian and not having access, and it being the climate that it is, the coronavirus climate, I went and I got a pre-order at Canada Computers, which is like one of the last Canadian vendors, and they're absolutely terrible. Do not order from Canada Computers. Do not. If you got to go in store because there's one near you because you need some computer parts and you can buy it physically from them, sure. That sounds reasonable. But if you're looking to order parts, don't. Because especially since the whole COVID thing, they do not answer their phone. When you call them, their customer service goes to a voicemail that literally says it's full. They don't answer their emails. They don't answer their tweets, although they tweet all the time about all the deals they're having. And even to someone like me who would have some bit of clout when it comes to dictating, I'm an influencer, if not for 500,000 or a million people, 150,000 almost people. And when I give that opinion, and I'm one of, a couple lone Canadian tech tubers that have influence, you'd think that they'd want to maybe get back to me and say, oh, sorry, this is the reason we're having trouble with, no, they just didn't answer at all. So Eventually, finally, I had to reverse the charges on my credit card to get the money back from that pre-order because they weren't answering any of my customer service emails. I had to prove that to my company, to my bank, and so I wasn't getting one from them. I've been watching Newegg like a hawk. They did appear on Newegg one time. As far as the other vendors in Canada, Memory Express, Mike's Computer Place, Canada Computers, none of them have got a 10900K or KF. Maybe a 10900, but who wants that? Who the hell wants that? I mean, maybe there's some people out there that would do the non-overclocking thing, but not with the Z490 Tide sheet in the wings. So I've been watching the internet like a hawk. I've been looking at eBay. It literally looks like people go into Micro Center down in the States. There's none on Canadian eBay, but in the States, walk out in the parking lot with a 10900K in their hand, take a picture of it, put it up on eBay for $1,000 Canadian or $800 USD. The MSRP on the 10900K is $488 to $499, and the prices are inflated almost double at this point. So I put out a call. I've been like literally been waiting to do all this content. I have like 5 360 mil AIOs sitting over there that I want to do a direct comparison on. I want to do it with the hottest CPU. That's the 10900K. So that's been waiting. I've got this system to build. I've got a whole bunch of content. I need a GPU test rig so I can test some GPUs and stuff. Intel's not sending them anywhere. I'm looking everywhere. I'm like at my wit's end. So yesterday, I put out a call on Twitter, and thanks to Danny from Nerd on a Budget, he was like, there's one on Newegg right now. I could buy it for you and ship it to you from Seattle. I was like, thank you. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be amazing. I'll PayPal you right away. By the time he entered his order screen, either my tweet forced someone to go buy that one that was available, or it's just they get bought up that quick, the stock vanishes. So I almost got one for almost near MSRP. I think it was $550 retail USD, $750 Canadian. I can live with that. So that doesn't pan out. And then another, one of my Twitter followers says, "How about this one at Canada Computers?" And I was like, not Canada Computers again. Canada Computers has one on their website in stock in Canada, Ontario, which is near Ottawa. Well, it's a part of Ottawa. It's in the Ottawa general area. I have a buddy that lives in Ottawa. I asked him, can you go on to Canada Computers, reserve this in store and go buy it? Because they don't ship from their stores. If they say they have one in stock on their, it's virtually useless if you're online, unless you live near there. It's telling me there's one in Canada. What am I gonna do, drive there? Well, lucky enough, I have a friend there. He reserved it in store, and this morning got an email saying, your order has been canceled with very little information. Stock's wrong, call customer service. He calls customer service, goes to a voicemail that's full. So we're back to square one. So today, at my wit's end, I need this 10900K. I'm not going to the 8-core 10700K. I just sold a 9900K for a loss in order to get the 2 more cores. And if I just feel like if I come on here and say I'm building a 10700K system, I'll feel defeated. So on Newegg, they have stock this morning, and it's through a retail seller called Arrow Malls. I have a really bad feeling about this. The price, $1,099 Canadian. $1,099 Canadian. That is $350 more than retail. They're supposed to be out there for $750. That's $750 Canadian is the MSRP Canadian for what 10900K is supposed to be worth. I bought it because I know it's never gonna come, and then I'll have to fight them for my money back, and it was a really dumb idea, but I need the processor so bad that I was willing to take the chance. So I just spent, with taxes, $1,242.99. $1,242.99. That's $909 USD on a 10900K that's supposed to be $500. Almost double. So, what's up with this video? Well, it's a rant about how Intel is terrible at being a good manufacturer, I get that it's hard times. I get that where your chips are manufactured, you probably had COVID-related problems. But I've been here before with you, Intel. You paper launch products, and then you ship them to the people that make you the most money, the OEMs, before you have enough stock to sell them at retail. Keep in mind, the 10900K launched at the end of May. May 20th is when the embargo lifted for reviewers. Here's a month and a month and a half, almost 2 months now. I've been waiting with these parts to buy one of your CPUs. And because I'm not privileged enough to be American and I have to deal with the Canadian resellers, which you obviously don't care enough to send any stock to, I'm just sitting here waiting, paying double for a 10900K. I feel absolutely dumb and cheated, and it makes me want to just not even feature Intel at all on this channel. The problem being, there's half of you out there that swear by them, and I feel like I'm doing a disservice not to have both players in the game on my desk to have to do testing on. I've got a 3900X, I've got some other AMD CPUs, 3700X, 3300X. I even got 3300X shipped to me from Newegg before this. I have a 3300X at my house. I'm using it as a media center computer. And I got that before the 10900K. So AMD knows what they're doing when it comes to CPU launches. And they don't release a product unless they have a pretty good amount of stock. And AMD has a whole other set of problems, I know, but as far as really pissing off the customer who's ready to make a video on his channel with really nice, expensive parts that are gonna make Intel look real good every time I run benchmarks up on the screen and show that 10900K is running at 5.2 gigahertz or 5.3 gigahertz. Yet, I can't buy one. You can't buy one, and unless you're American and maybe you live near a micro center or you keep refreshing Newegg every 5 seconds, it's virtually impossible to buy your flagship product. How dumb is that? I'm at Watch Timmy Joe Instagram, Twitter. I guess next week, maybe I'll get this CPU, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. I'll have to start doing some other content and just get over this hump until something happens. I don't know. How's it going, guys? Hope you're doing all right out there. Be safe. That's my rant. Fucking Intel.